Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for the weekly SmackDown Event Center report. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings on WWE SmackDown every Friday night, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Episode number 2250, and it's May the 16th, 2025, 11:18 p.m. What's going on? Yes, I have the weekend off. I can stay up a little bit late. I can deliver you the videos, and a couple of things I need to talk to you guys after I do the SmackDown. There's nothing bad or anything like that. It's one of those things where a little side things have happened, and I will address little side things. So it ain't like real life drama or family drama or anything like that. It's just part of the show. Just you can flow with me here. Just to like almost like time fillers. And I'm trying to, because my goal is to make these videos 10 minutes or more. That's the most important thing ever. So just like so I'll let you guys know what's going on. Let's talk about SmackDown, shall we? Solo Sikoa and his crew, Jacob Fatu and Jeff Cobb, making his SmackDown debut, made their presence known, addressing the Greensboro, North Carolina crowd, and introduced Jeff Cobb as JC, but in all actuality, his name is JC Mateo. I'm starting to think if Mateo was his middle name or something like that. I know JC is Jeff Cobb, so Mateo. Found out he was the flag bearer from Guam, which I was kind of shocked about that. Never knew. But anyways, and then when Solo Sikoa tried to do Jacob Fatu's catchphrases, oh gas, no brakes, not mean. And then you know what it is? Solo Sikoa reminds me of is that one kid of when you go to a huge family gathering, there's always this one kid that would stand out and just act a fool just to get attention. Like if you're a little kid and you just want attention from your family and relatives, and they're not giving you the relatives, and they always give like your brother and your sister relatives. That I think Solo Sikoa has been jealous of the success of the rest of his family, and he's far behind. Well, Solo Sikoa was the NXT North American champion. I don't know what's up with that, but he was trying to be sick and tired of being Roman Reigns' lackey and all that. I get it. I totally get it, okay? I get it, Solo, but you don't have to force your uncle, it looks like, into the situation. Or your older cousin. Don't. I know they're in a relation, so. And Jacob Fatu said, I can do it with you or without you. So, I retain my title. LA Knight comes out, interrupts the fun, and starts going after JC, and then retreats after hitting JC. Then Michin and BFAB in the back. We're talking about the Money in the Bank as Michin will go up against Chelsea Green and Alexa Bliss. Chelsea Green is Secret Hervis insulting Michin and BFAB, and then BFAB says, listen, you're banned from ringside, according to Nick Aldis, and Chelsea Green's not happy, and then Alexa Bliss just looks at all five ladies and looks at Michin, and Chelsea Green said, I'll see you tonight, and walks off. Then the women's Money in the Bank qualifier match had happened. Alexa Bliss, Michin, and Chelsea Green had happened, and Alexa Bliss is the first woman to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank match that will happen in LA June the 7th. As you know, it's gonna be a big it's gonna be a big wrestling month in June. Can't wait for that. Then you got then a tag team competition. Fraxium, former NXT Tag Team Champions, facing former WWE Tag Team Champions DIY. And DIY were also former NXT Tag Team Champions. And Fraxium picked up a huge victory over the former champs as well. And DIY did attack Fraxium after the matchup until the Motor City Machine Guns has had enough of DIY's shenanigans, no pun intended. My shenanigans are different than DIY's. and then came to the aid of Fraxium. Then Andrade was talking to Rey Fenix as he was getting ready for his matchup, his triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying matchup, and Solo Sikoa and his crew is asking where the LA Knight is. They spoke Spanish. Andrade and Rey started speaking Spanish. I no habla español. I'm out of here, says Solo Sikoa. So you got that. And then Street Profits were talking to Fraxium and said, hey, we just got Nick Aldis' office. He's granting you a tag team title shot next week against us. Hope you're ready. Because we will be at 100%. Then Wade Barrett had a sit-down interview with R-Truth. And R-Truth said, he said all the things that John Cena had taught him and all that. He says, if I have to beat some sense into Cena, I'm going to have to do it. And I Saturday night's main event in a non-title match, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping Cena would put the title on the line, but you know Cena is about as spineless as a jellyfish, not putting the title up against a former NWA's World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know what it is. People have issues, man. Anyways, it'll be a non-title matchup. John Cena one-on-one with R-Truth this coming next week, Saturday night's main event. It's going to be a crazy deal, man. Also another match has been made for Saturday night's main event. We'll look into that. Damian Priest addresses Drew McIntyre as challenged him to a steel cage match at Saturday night's main event to end this thing. That was the other thing. Then Carmella Hayes and The Miz addressed Aleister Black before the matchup, and Aleister Black went one-on-one with Carmella Hayes. This was a heck of a matchup until Miz gets involved during the match and attacks Black. Should be resulting in a DQ loss, but they say it's a no contest. It's a DQ loss. You got involved, you attack Aleister Black, your man's disqualified. So, in my personal opinion, Aleister Black wins the match by DQ. What they said is a no contest, whatever. That makes a whole lot of sense, right? And then Carmella Hayes attacks Black after the match and lays him out. Byron Saxton interviews Alexa Bliss and about winning her qualifying match, but then she goes and talks to Charlotte Flair. You remember what we talked about last week? And he said, remember, you took me in, we'll be friends. And then Charlotte Flair, being the arrogant woman that she is, say, no, I don't remember all that. And then we saw Julia walk out of Nick Aldis' office. Nick Aldis then introduced Julia as the newest member of the SmackDown women's roster. It seems like Julia's going to SmackDown, and I believe Roxanne Perez may stay on Raw, because I think the women's division on Raw is really stacked to the point where SmackDown needs some of that star power. So you already got Julia, and as a result, Julia will try to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank as she goes up against Charlotte Flair and U.S. Women's Champ Zelina Vega next week as well. So there's that. Drew McIntyre comes out and responds to Damian Priest in front of the Greensboro crowd that he accepts the challenge. So he accepts the challenge. So it is official. Saturday night's main event, steel cage match. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. So Sikoa comes out and does a little stare down with Drew McIntyre along with Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo. And so Jimmy Uso addresses them Money in the Bank qualifier before the matchup, and they had the matchup. So Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Rey Fenix. And Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo both got involved in the matchup, and it helped Solo Sikoa to win the match in the end. And LA Knight decided to attack Mateo, and he was targeting Mateo more than Fatu and Sikoa. Nick Aldis comes out, hey, how about this? You're making your debut, JC Mateo, against LA Knight. So that match had happened. And, of course, Sikoa and Fatu once again get involved in that matchup, giving Mateo the win over LA Knight. Yeah. So JC Mateo, huge win against the former United States champion. Meanwhile, Shinsuke Nakamura, the Wayward Samurai, addresses Knight in Black because next week another men's Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. LA Knight versus Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura. Gonna be a heck of a deal, man. Let me tell you. Jade Cargill talks to Tiffany Stratton. No matter who walks out with that women's championship, either you or Nia, I says you can say it all you want, but you never get a hold of that. So I'll still be the champ, she says. But the women's title match had happened. But during the matchup, Naomi gets involved and, well, actually about to get involved with a steel chair. But Jade Cargill decides to stop her, and both women brawl outside the arena. And after near falls and near losses, Tiffany Stratton, in the end, survived the onslaught of Nia Jax with the help of a steel chair by Tiffany Stratton drop kicking the chair into Nia Jax, who was holding it. Hits the BME. 1, 2, 3. Tiffany Stratton retains her WWE Women's Championship. Summer is going to be heating up. The competition will be heating up. And this is the fallout from Backlash Part 2. It was a sign about Nia. Fans go, and it is our holy queen. And it says holy, Holey. I was laughing so hard. I think I got the joke. My whole holy queen. Oh my gosh. That's too funny. Anyways, before we end this video, there was a couple things I wanted to let you know. Now, I know that Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is out right now, but I pre-ordered it for the Switch, but it didn't come in today. I was hoping it would, but it won't be coming in until Monday. And that will be the physical copy of Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Can't wait to get it. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, not only that, unfortunately for us Celtics fans, the Celtics have lost in the Eastern Conference semifinals. That's right, against the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, I think with Jason Tatum out for the rest of the season, possibly out for all year next year, the Celtics' future of remaining champions is looking pretty dim at this moment. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and all I can say is thank you, Boston Celtics, for delivering us the championship last year. But I can also take solace in that LeBron James, a.k.a. the new flop dollar, because he likes to flop on purpose, and he makes all that money, and he got himself flopped out of the first round this year. But right now, the 3 of the 4 final 4 of the NBA set. In the Eastern Conference side, it will be the Knicks and Pacers, who have the humongous opportunity to end their championship drought. They have not won a championship yet, but it looks like they're hungry enough to try to see if they can end that drought. On the Western Conference side of things, the Timberwolves have advanced, beating the Warriors, and it will be the number 1 seeded Oklahoma City Thunder, formerly known as Seattle Supersonics, if we don't know that, and the number 4 seeded Denver Nuggets, who won the title a couple years ago, and the series is tied at 3. Now, if the Thunder wins, they're the number 1 seed left. And in fact, if the Thunder wins, there'll be 4 teams that have yet to win an NBA title. So, and that's the thing. 4 teams are yet to win an NBA title. I don't know if they won a title as under the Seattle. I don't know if the Oklahoma City Thunder had won one under when they were in Seattle as the Supersonics. But as the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have yet to win a title. So, if the Thunder beat the Nuggets here, we're going to have a brand new NBA champion. But who could it be? That means 1 team will end their championship drought. If the Thunder beats the Nuggets this coming Sunday. That's a big deal. That will be a big deal. If the Thunder beats the Nuggets, we might have a first-time NBA champion. Guaranteed. Because I don't think the Timberwolves have won a championship, and on the Knicks and Pacers have not won a championship, and the Oklahoma City Thunder, who knows? So, that's going to be big. That's going to be a big deal. If the Thunder win, if the Thunder beat the Nuggets, guaranteed we'll have a first ever NBA champ. Not first ever. First time NBA champion. Somebody's going to win an NBA title for the first time in their franchise history. Who could it be? Who knows? So, but that's all the time we have for SmackDown, and I may have to change my SmackDown thumbnail again. Now that Juliet is part of SmackDown, we shall see what happens. I thought she was going to be part of Raw, but with her part of SmackDown, it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of matches we could put her up against. So, I'm excited. Know about you guys. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. We have the Card Sharks. We have AEW Collision. I get chilling with Jordy tomorrow night. I got family coming over because Sunday we're going with my sister and my brother-in-law's for my nephew's birthday party. So, can't wait for all that, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. That's the way it is. So, I will see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.